Okay, that's going.
Okay.
If you want to launch us today.
Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. You'll notice that we didn't have a podcast today, just an Aftercast. I'm still not really sure what happened. What was the miscommunication there?
Oh, in terms of coming in
today?
Because when we were going to be theoretically in yesterday, we were going to come in a little bit later because we had a lyric battle thing and a interview with Newsboys. And so
what we thought
was going to happen yesterday. And then that was all going to happen today. And so our plan was to come in at, 8 or so?
Was it?
Yesterday for all of that?
Was it?
I totally thought that we had the conversation.
I think we need to get better at our communication.
No, that's totally fair.
I don't think I was under that assumption. I thought, well, anyways, all that to say, so we don't have a podcast for you, but we do have an Aftercast. And also, to keep in mind, because we had our support drive and we worked on Saturday, the company is giving us tomorrow off, so we will not be here.
What are you going to do with 3-day weekend that's coming up?
Yeah. So tomorrow, a friend of mine, we're planning on her coming over, and I'm going to do her nails because I've gotten back into doing the dip nails. Here's the thing.
What do you have right now?
Nothing.
Ooh.
Bare, nothing. But here's the thing. As a girl, it is very expensive to do upkeep. And I don't want to be that kind of girl. No. It gets expensive and it can come across as high maintenance.
Sure.
So not saying that you are. I'm just saying it can come across that way at times. And so I think it would be easier to learn how to do it myself. So that's what I started doing probably about 2 years ago. But then I dropped it. Now I'm back at it. And I think I'm pretty decent at it.
Yeah.
Now, as long as you didn't see that video that Joy posted not that long ago of me doing her nails and she was bleeding like I had cut her. Listen.
Why was she bleeding though?
Well, here's the thing. I forgot that she has a skin condition. It's like psoriasis or something. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyways, it makes her hands very...
like sensitive?
Sensitive, yes, and dry.
Do you even use a harsh or a sharp tool?
Yeah, to cut the cuticles.
I'm not about the cuticles.
Anyway, so a friend of mine is coming over to let me do her nails, and then we're just going to hang out, catch up, probably grab some lunch. And then tomorrow I have nothing planned. And then Sunday I have to do church with the grown kids.
Oh, not the
babies, with the grown kids this time.
What are grown kids? Are grown kids elementary or
5 to 12?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then later that night I'm going to go to Winter Jam and I'm going to do the
Are you doing
the announcements
on a work basis this time?
Yes.
Nice. At Bridgestone?
Yes.
Nice.
So a friend of mine, my friend Dina, she's going to come with me because I don't like going by myself.
No, I did when I did the Toby Mac event what was that? Last Sunday? That was you feel lost trying to get in to that whole thing. It's just ginormous and
it is.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I've done it a couple of times, but it's always easier when you have someone with you. But I do it for safety reasons, just because I watch too much Dateline.
It's downtown.
But then I wanted to talk about today. So we had warned you potties that there was a good chance we may not show up for a podcast Aftercast yesterday. And that's because we were supposed to get 2 to 5 inches. I think we got around 3.
Yeah, it looked hefty.
And everything shut down. Did you see any wrecks or anything?
No, but I heard... because we didn't leave the house, but I heard sirens all day.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people from the north will laugh at us and be like, this is ridiculous. And I will admit, it is ridiculous. But the problem is that our roads aren't built for ice and snow. And also, we as drivers are not built for that kind of condition as well. And so, anyways, we didn't come in. So then this morning when I came in, my car, I don't have a carport or a garage or anything. So Jubal, my car just sits out in the elements, bless his heart.
But you do have a starter.
I have a starter.
Can start the car.
Yeah, so it's great because I can be inside, I can push a button, and my car will start warming up, which is wonderful. Anyway, I get out there, and the snow was just covering Jubal. And
poor guy.
Yeah. So no amount of warming up was going to help. I got to get out there, and I got to get out there with one of them scrapers. So I open my driver's side door. I go to get in, and I shut the door behind me, and I'm looking for my scraper in my glove compartment. And I find it, then I go to get out of the car again. So I open my driver's side door, or I try to. It will not budge.
Oh, that was at the apartment that you couldn't get out of your car.
Yes. I was at my place, and I could not get out of my car. I was locked inside my car.
Yeah, you usually don't get trapped in your own.
Well, it happened, and I'm here to testify. I mean, I put my feet up against, you know how they say you can break the glass of your windshield or whatever, put your feet up against it and you push. I did that with my door, and it still would not budge. The only thing I can think of is that it was frozen over because I had to get out of my passenger side door, and that's what I had to do when I got to work this morning. And then I told Gavin. Gavin's like, oh, let me try. And so he goes out there with my keys, tries to open the door, and he's like, oh, that was easy. So I guess it just popped open.
Yeah. I'm just,
but I do
work out.
It would not budge. It would not budge. Anyways, I have a testimony.
Yeah. But you are here. You are alive. Good job. Good job.
Also, I was going to update you, Gavin. I didn't get a chance that I was texting back and forth with Wally yesterday.
Because he's 9 hours ahead of us right now in Tanzania.
Yeah. Let me look and see. What's the time?
It's probably, what
Tanzania
is it? It's probably 5:20 out there right now.
Yes. 5:20 p.m. Crazy. So he texted me early yesterday morning, and it was something like, getting on the flight or whatever, him and Marty. And then he texted me like midway, like 5 hours in of his, I believe it was a 12-hour flight. I don't know. I'm getting all confused. And he had edited down his Stephen Curtis Chapman interview.
Oh, yeah.
He was about to go and work on the Toby one. Like, he does not sit still and relax. He is constantly working. So anyways, then he was so excited because he had great I guess, internet on the plane.
That's
so he could watch TikTok.
That's great.
Oh, my gosh. Well, anyways, then I was about to go to bed. It was later that day, probably, I don't know, 7:30, 8. And he texted me, and he said that they had like 2 more hours left.
Golly.
It's just crazy to think that, where you've been on a flight all day.
Yeah. Like the amount of stuff that we have done in our day.
And you've just been sitting in a seat. Oh, it's just terrible. Anyways, they have I think they had a 3.5 hour layover in Qatar, and then they were going to go on another 8-hour flight.
And I want to say that where he is, let's see, Tanzania. Yeah, they're in summer right now too. So where we're here, freezing.
Yeah.
Artokas is off trying to get in. He's over there. It's 86 degrees right now.
What?
Which I personally I would rather have.
Crazy.
I'd rather have cold than hot.
Yeah.
But I am getting tired of this cold.
Yeah. That's weird.
So he's super far ahead of us, and he's sweating.
Yeah. It's just really weird. So anyways, I think I went over what I was doing this weekend. What are your weekend plans?
So after
weekend plans. Everyone's got weekend plans. What are you doing?
So other than the Friday thing, we have small group on Sunday. Excuse me. That will be fun. And we do that every other week, and we host it. And I've got to make a chili, so I'm going to do that on Saturday.
What do you do with the dogs when people come over?
Oh, everyone is generally good with them. So we all
just roam around?
We all just like sit in the living room, and I try my best to get the dogs to just sit and chill. Which
you don't put them outside or
not
with them up?
Not with it being as cold as it is, but also just because they are, despite all the stories I do tell, they are well behaved.
I don't believe it.
I don't either. But in the presence of people, they are very well behaved. So once we're there, especially if we have food, Jay will just like sit up and look at them and beg. But silently, just with his eyes. So we're going to do that. And then I think we're just going to take it easy because we had so many people. I had 2 friends that were in town last weekend. Haley's family was in town for a good 4 or 5 days. So I think we just want to like sit and watch television.
Yes.
And just hang out with Bennett.
Yes.
And do nothing.
Chill.
That's my goal.
Well, and I tell you too, I don't know. You've had God on your side because so many people are dropping like flies.
With this
Flu.
flu thing.
There's so much going around. There's COVID, there's flu, there's bronchitis, there's strep, and then there's norovirus.
I've heard about that. I don't know what that is.
So there was some guy at my church telling me about that he had the norovirus, and he said it was the worst he had felt
is this like
ever in his life.
Ooh,
like he needed help getting out of bed. It was really bad.
I don't want this.
And he thinks he caught it at the hospital because he had been at the hospital previously, and he thinks he caught it there. But anyways, so I was texting back and forth yesterday with Joy, who does our middays here.
And she gets sick all the time.
She is constantly sick. Her and those kids are constantly sick. And so she had just gotten over bronchitis and lost her voice. Then she did support drive.
Haley just lost her voice.
Maybe she had the bronchitis. I got the bronchitis. And then her parents got into town, and then she got the flu. So the kids had the flu over the weekend. Joy gets the flu. Her parents are in town, and then her mom tests positive yesterday.
Oh, for COVID?
Yeah.
What?
No, for the flu.
Oh, for the flu. Okay. Oof.
And so they leave. They're supposed to leave Saturday. I can't imagine getting on a flight and leaving when you're down with the flu.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
I will say, because, every morning, what was it? It was a couple mornings ago. I woke up, and it was 2 or 3 in the morning, and I was just congested. I was like, oh, that's irritating. But then I'm like, oh no, this is total. And then I woke up and I sneezed a bunch. Like I was sneezing all day.
Yeah, you were.
When we were here on Tuesday, and I was like, this is it. I'm going down. And then it never happened. And I don't know if it's.
Do you
just
do anything to help with your immune system or no?
I drink a ton of water. I take a lot of vitamins right now.
Do?
I drink a mineral based powder that I'll put in my water to have electrolytes in the morning. I work out. I don't sleep much just because of baby and our schedule.
Yeah.
And so I think I'd be set up to be sick a lot, but I haven't been.
Man, that's great. Well, keep it up.
Yeah. I haven't been sick in a long time.
Knock on wood.
But
praise the Lord.
You're just we're just waiting for our next big vacation or holiday or week off.
I know.
And then you'll get sick.
That's
again.
how I get sick. I wait until they give us time off and then I get sick, which is just the stupidest thing. But I've been taking that colloidal silver.
Yeah, you have. Put it under the tongue.
Listen, the witch doctor told me, and it has been fantastic. You just buy it I bought it at Sprouts, and then I also bought it on Amazon. But you just put it under your tongue for 30 seconds. It tastes like water, and then you swallow it. And I haven't been sick. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. PTL. Hopefully we're good. Hopefully he's good in Tanzania, and Jake too, and Marty and Scott. Praise up.
Oh, that's right. Scott's with them. I keep forgetting that. But yeah. Okay, so let's get to birthdays. So we're going to do 2 of them. One is for today and one is for Saturday. Okay, so Tori is celebrating a birthday today. Tori said, The Wally Show is my favorite podcast. I've listened to every show and Aftercast since you've been doing them. Oof. I'm from Meridian, Idaho. Meridian, Idaho.
Okay, yeah, no, that's out there. We don't have a signal up there, I don't think.
Love God and celebrate recovery. 13 plus years sobriety. Way to go. Okay, and then Rebecca wants to wish her friends General and Michaela a happy birthday.
Someone's name is General? Oh, man.
Your name is General.
What a stud.
Or does that mean you're just General?
That sounds like it could be a dog, to be honest.
Like it's just mediocre.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
worse.
Oh, you're just General.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
what if they? Yeah.
If it's a woman, which I assume it's a guy.
No, it's got to be a guy.
But if you know,
General.
It's tough if it was a a guy can't shorten that down. To,
what if he's like
Jenner?
Yeah, that's true.
Genera.
Yeah. What if he's 5'2" on a good day?
Oh, poor guy.
And really skinny. I don't know.
Little Jen.
General, salute you, sir.
Hey, buddy.
She said, General is a little bit wild at times, but he's a great friend who wishes you would play Johnny Cash. Well, you and me both. I love me some Johnny Cash, but it's just not our demographic. What if General is a dog?
That's what I said. But
a dog doesn't have taste in music.
No, but he
Johnny
said
Cash.
wild. He said General is wild.
It's a little bit wild at times. Rebecca, we need to know
Send
a few
an
things.
email.
Is General is this a person or an animal?
Email Betty or Gavin at WaveFM. Just
at wavefm.com.
This I do want to know. Because happy birthday to the dog or the person.
Can we call him Jenny?
Hey, good boy.
Okay, the question is, what is the weirdest item you have ever went shopping for?
I think that the weirdest one for me was dog. I'll just go with dog specific skunk shampoo was one of those
Oh,
things where
yeah.
you totally think that you can just like. I feel like
Tomato sauce.
as a guy, I feel like I should just be able to throw like Head and Shoulders on my dogs,
Uh-huh.
and it should work. But apparently, whenever we had the whole skunk situation last year, you have to have, not have to, like you can go down the tomato sauce route, but also it's one of those things that like when do you ever just have that stuff on hand? Like you're never
Yeah.
if you've never gone through it, you're never prepped for it. Whenever you look it up online, they'll say like, "Oh, have some skunk."
That could preach right there.
like,
if you're not ready for it, what'd you say? I don't even know.
It's like if you're not, I don't even know.
If you're not prepared, then you're not ready.
Yeah, if you're not prepared. You're not.
But thankfully, they make that kind of stuff.
I know, and it worked pretty well too. Like we bathe the dogs probably once a day for a week just to help with it. If you ever are around Jasper, it's funny because like you don't smell anything on him now, but if you put your face like right in between, like your nose right between his eyes, you can still smell just like a little bit of it. And if he gets wet, like if it's raining or something, then it's sort of the oils. The oils are just like so long lasting. Someone said that someone on the internet said that it lasted for like a good 2 years, like just that little faint smell. Again,
absolutely
it doesn't
not.
impact anything, but it is still there, which blows my mind because that was July of last year.
Ugh. Hopefully not for July this year.
No, I'm telling you, we've caught 2 in the backyard in the last 3, like I guess, couple months. We've caught 2 and 3 possums.
Oh my gosh!
To which I hear the guy who comes and picks them up just takes them to like a forest, like in a different county.
Yeah,
which
wink,
wink.
wink.
I hope they're going to a farm. Is all I. That's all I know. But I still think there are some down under my shed. Like I think they populated, and it's now their
for
home.
sure.
So
couldn't you put some? Okay, hear me on this. My parents one time they had like a family of skunks out by their house, and they read somewhere, which given they do some of the weirdest things, they put mothballs under their house.
They don't like the smell.
Yeah, but it drove them out. Would you do that?
Yeah, I've thrown mothballs in. I've lined my whole backyard with citrus peels, and actually just citrus. They don't like the smell of the mothballs, and they don't like the smell of citrus. So I bought like a giant bag of lemons, and my mother-in-law cut them up and put them around there. Even there's like this hole in the backyard. We even had some bricks and stones that we were done with, and we literally put them on top of that just to like, suffocate.
Yeah.
But then, like a week later or so, I looked back behind it and there was just like another hole next to it where they had
my word.
dug back up. So
that's so annoying.
I've tried so hard.
Yes, you have.
It's not the renters. It's not a dream rental backyard, but it's a great house. So I mean, for the rent we pay, I can deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah, take the bad with the good. The weirdest thing I ever went shopping for, I can't honestly think of anything, but I have found things at stores where I thought, who would be shopping for that?
Well, you had posted it a little while ago. You had like fun antique shopping recently.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where you're going to find
some things where you're like, why would anybody buy that?
Who knew this existed?
There was the ugliest, the biggest eyesore, but then I also was like, in the right place. I think that looked cute. It was an owl lamp. It had 3 owls on a tree branch. And this was all fake, like pottery made or something. But the branch of the tree was the lamp. And so there's a lampshade on top. And they wanted $90 for that sucker. $90. I don't know. Yes,
like how close were you to
it was
buying
god
it?
awful. Okay, it was terrible. But I think I think you could make it cute. Okay,
Are you saying that for yourself? Like,
yes,
because of your woodland.
And I even told my mom. I said, and I have this thing for woodland creatures. I don't know. I just love them. I love rabbits, foxes, squirrels. You name it, I love it. I think I could easily fall into old lady house, like where you walk in and it looks like your grandma's house from the 1972s. I don't know.
The 1972s?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just picking a general. That's to the general, Jenny.
Hey, general.
A general year. I don't know. I could easily fall into that. And so I know with me being still single and trying to get a guy that might scare them off if they walk in and they see an owl lamp.
I will say this because you generally lean towards stuff that like is a little older and a little bit more vintage, but your home, I assume, doesn't smell like a grandma's house.
Oh no,
because that if your style is just unique like that.
Wait a minute, what does a grandma's house smell like?
Like mothballs.
Like your house. No, it does not. I have too many candles for it furniture. To be doing that. Yeah, no, and I'm constantly cleaning.
Yeah.
But I think I told you this story. There was one time where I had a something, I think it was a squirrel that had crawled underneath my apartment building and it was going up the wall or something. I don't know. But a guy came to look at it and he came into my house and he was like, wow, it's really nice in here.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, thank you. And this is coming from a guy that looks like, well, I shouldn't say because I'm just saying it looks like, I think he could have easily been impressed with anything.
How cruel.
I know, right? But here's the thing. I know it's terrible. I shouldn't have said that. So anyway, here's the thing. He calls his boss and he's telling him like, listen, he found some like, I guess not moths, but mice chewings or something under. And so he calls his boss to tell him what's going on. And his boss is like, well, does she have a really nasty home? Like, is she the one that's attractive? That's what he said.
Yeah.
And the guy that I saw, he said, no, she's got the nicest house I've seen in a long time. So I was like, that's a huge compliment. Thank you, sir.
He probably goes to some
I can't even imagine what the things he sees. I bet he has stories he could tell. That guy that you have to deal with the skunks and the possums, I bet he has stories he could tell where he had to wrestle an alligator or something or a snake.
Yeah.
No, you couldn't pay me enough.
No, I'm not built for that lifestyle.
Back to what I was saying about the weirdest thing you went shopping for.
Yes.
I like to play this game with most people, but you go somewhere like a TJ Maxx or a Ross and you see something really random, like a silver platypus.
Okay.
And it's a card holder. And,
okay.
And like you're walking down the aisle, you see it and your friend's behind you. And I'll turn around. I'll be like, it's the weirdest thing. I'm just really looking for something to decorate that coffee table. I was thinking maybe like a platypus maybe, but like silver, because I want it to look a little classy. And my friend will look at me a little confused. And then I'll look and I'll be like, oh my gosh.
You do that to people?
And then they get it.
That's awesome.
It's a fun game to play. Anyways,
your life
is so
crazy. You're crazy, kid.
You're so
girl.
Crazy. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, anyways, that's what we had to share. We will be back on Monday.
And we should be back for like a week, like a whole week. We shouldn't. I don't think
Wally
there's
getting back.
So he's out all of next week. He's out all of next week. So I think the first day that Wally is back in town, I think is March 3rd is the first show that he'll be back in town for.
That's what it's showing.
We will do
Monday the 3rd.
And I don't think either of us are taking any days off next week.
No. We'll be back. We'll be here. It just won't be, it'll be Wally-less.
We have a Tommy session next Friday.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, anyways, have a great weekend.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.